for the last couple of months. Okay, so as we know that the session number 1 from one of our Microsoft practice person from Bhanu, he explained about like what kind of services which we have in Azure, and what is our shared services, and what is our integration services, and what is our application services, and what is blah blah blah. Like we have plenty of topics within the Azure. So he just covered with a high level note. But now with this session, what we are going to do it is we just want to go and do some more practical sessions on what exactly we are going to achieve on the cloud side. So the first and foremost topic like which we took is Azure App Services, and I knew that like most of the people are here from the development background. Correct me if I'm wrong. Testing. Okay. So it's a little bit useful for you as well, but and one of my QA who does the deployments and all, this is also the place like where you can able to do your continuous integration deployments and all as a QA perspective. So I don't want to touch most of the theoretical part. So even if you just browse it, like you can able to learn like what is app services and what is a depth understanding of the theoretical sessions. The more we want to show you in the practical scenarios, what is app service, how you can able to create an app service within the Azure, how you can go for your subscription process, and once you create a project in Visual Studio, how you can deploy your project in Azure App Services, and what is the advantages if you do in your on-premises rather than if you implement it in Azure App Services. So, and also like so we have some monitoring tools and we have some alerts, even though if it is an API project or a web project. If something goes wrong in your project, if you would like to know what is happening on that project side. So all these monitoring methodologies and technologies, and we'll be looking into the practical session today. And you can stop me at any point of time, but I'll be having only a couple of slides where it will show you that like what is the services which we're gonna offer to you, and soon we'll jump into the practical session. And that's where like people will be much interested. If I'm sitting in your role, so I'll see that like okay, how I'll go and create rather than understanding the theoretical part. So the first slide, this is pretty common for the people who is coming from the Microsoft practice side. So what we want to be achieved today. So Microsoft Azure App Services. So Azure App Services, like it's most of the times it's giving as a service with a PaaS model. So what do you mean by PaaS? Platform as a service. So when I say a platform as a service, where we will be not having an environment where you will go and do your activities like how you do in your computer. So we don't need a computer to do your deployments, like you don't need a virtual machine to do your deployments, where Azure itself like it is giving a flexibility without having an environment. You can publish your applications, you can publish your APIs or a mobile applications or a web applications or a RESTful services or any logical functionalities. So we'll go and touch base on each individual topic just for 2 minutes. But today's main session, which we want to touch on, the app services. So we'll be having a similar kind of sessions going forward for another 2 or 3, where we will be touching on how the mobile application can create, how the API apps can create, and at the same time the logical apps and as well as the functions. Okay, so the web apps. It's like let's take this as an example. You have your Visual Studio, so where once you are done with your programming, you have to deploy either in the dev environment, in the QA or a UAT or in the production, right? So usually most of the people will go with a process-oriented customers like CSC. They'll go with a 4 to 5 environments where they have staging 1, staging 2, or a UAT 1 or a UAT 2, like a prod 1 or a prod 2 for the load balancers, or with a normal medium level clients where they go with a dev QA and a prod. So even though if you are dealing with these kind of environments where you need a physical machine, if you talk about the on-premises, or otherwise the virtual machines when you talk about the cloud. So you should have some environments where you will go and deploy your functionality to publish your code and give it to the customers. So now, what is the value add which Azure App Services are bringing into the picture? So this is a PaaS model platform, so where you don't need your environments. So you can create your environment something like this within seconds, where you can configure your event logging methodologies or monitoring tools and everything on fly. So this will allow you to even, again, dev, QA, prod, 3 different machines. If it is web app, within the web app, it will allow you to create your slots. What do you mean by slot? If I would like to say, my web app is an umbrella under which I would like to create dev as a slot, QA as a slot, UAT as a slot, and the production as a slot. And I'm not going to pay for these 4 slots which I'm creating. I'll only pay for the umbrella what I created. That is called my web app. But when it comes to your on-premises or virtual machines, you have 4 different packages, 4 different environments where you have to pay for your 4 environments. So this is the value add. Even if you think about what is the value add which I would like to give it to my customer if I suggest web apps rather than the virtual machines.
I mean, you mean to say that within single infrastructure you're creating 4 environments,
Yes.
rather than 4 different infrastructures.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
4 different operating systems and all.
Yes.
That comes under on-premises, and whereas in cloud you are talking about this QA, dev, and you're going to create a sub umbrellas for that.
Yes.
In the medium.
And not only 4, you create 100, you create 200, based upon the package you take it. So even if you go for your web app, if you can take the cost, so where it will give you 2 different operating systems. So one, you have your Windows operating system, another one like you can go with your Linux operating system. So if you would like to reduce your cost, and if you would like to even still, you want to deploy your application in the Linux environment to decrease your cost, even if I go and deploy my application, if I take a web app with a Windows operating system, let's take an example, per hour 3 rupees 20 paisa, or otherwise like 4 rupees 30 paisa. If I go and take the same package with the Linux environment, I'll get it for 2 rupees 20 paisa, which is almost like a 30% lesser than the Windows environment, Windows operating system. But you can have a question, guys, like we are building an application in the .NET, like okay, so how can I go and deploy my application in the Linux environment? But to do that, so now we have a framework called .NET Core. If you build your applications in .NET Core, while you're choosing an option within the Visual Studio itself, in the right hand side it will give you an information that where you can go and deploy your application in the Windows or in the Linux environment. So that is a value add which .NET Core is doing for us. And also where Linux environment within the Azure is also giving a flexibility for us. It reduces the cost a lot. And we can also think that like, okay guys, now you are telling that like a cloud is having these many features and all, but what is the cons? All these are happy path. What are the sad path scenarios? In what scenarios where I should not go for a web app, where I should go only for the virtual machine? In any one of your applications, if you have something like you have to install a third-party application where you need to integrate it to your web application. So this is not an environment where you go and deploy your third-party applications or third-party installations or nothing. You don't install physically anything on this web app. So that is a drawback. So we cannot call it as a drawback, but that is a con, what we can say it as. But this is the flexibility which web apps are having, and where you cannot go with these kind of implementations with a web app. You should be very clear on what is your implementation process.
External third-party applications we can't install.
Yes.